They've had a solid running game with Darren Andrews leading the way, almost averaging about 4.5 yards a carry, and with a little bit of Deonza Blue in the secondary and an occasional offensive threat. But the emergence of Koa Haynes stepping up, not having really any starting experience before the year, has been a huge boost for the Almont Lancers, and really a team that could sneak up on everybody else in the playoffs.
Well, certainly Bishop Amont's a force, but let's talk about these two teams that are here tonight. Bosco leading 17-7 at the half. You know, assuming, I mean, it's like I said, like you said, plenty of football, the whole half to be played. Obviously, Mater Dei is a fantastic team, but let's just say St. John Bosco wins this game, and they have a pretty good chance to go 5-0 in league if they win this game.
I absolutely agree with you. Now, the way they're playing football, and Mater Dei is a very solid football team, and playing the way they are right now is looking like a Trinity League championship team at this point. Now, more football in terms of not only that second half of this game, but also in the next 2 weeks as they visit Servite and host Santa Margarita in the regular season finale. So a lot is left. So I think it's safe to say that they could be in the driver's seat at the end of the day if all holds up.
Well, we will certainly be alongside for those games with you here on the National Sports Station on Spreaker.com. We thank you all for joining us so far here tonight. 17-7 here is the score at halftime. When we come back, we'll look ahead to the second half and what the teams need to do and what adjustments they need to make in the locker room to come out strong in the second half. 17-7 our score. We'll be back here at Santa Ana Stadium.
Yeah, it was on there, right? Check earlier. It was on there earlier. Yeah. That's where I got the spot. I told you that. Oh no, that was on Twitter. You're right. Let me see if when there's two teams out of Orange County, you won't see it on the red. No, you're right. It'll only be on Twitter. Red, green. 21-7 at the half set marble. The breeze is coming. I figured that wasn't going to last. St. Pedro had 7 after that. Narbonne is just a very high-powered offense.
Back here at Santa Ana Stadium in Santa Ana, California, the Braves leading here as the teams are back out onto the field, doing their stretches, getting ready to start the second half as we look ahead to the second half, as we still got about 3 minutes before Bosco will receive the kick because they deferred at the beginning of the ball game. You know, other than Coley's 80-yard run, which, you know, really was just a matter of great blocking for Mater Dei and blown tackles for St. John Bosco, I mean, this has really been a game that's been dominated by the Braves.
Well, and I think you're right. The Bosco defense, you know, after that first play of the game, really tightened up and has made good stops of Mater Dei when they need to. Mater Dei was driving down, they held them one, it kept them off the scoreboard with a missed field goal, and a couple other times forcing punts. So you got to give a lot of credit to the Bosco defense for tightening it up when they really, really need to.
Well, you know, we look back at the scoring summary for the first quarter. We had Coley with the 80-yard run to start the ball game. Walker punched in a score from inside the red zone later in the first quarter. Budrovich hit that 46-yarder in the second quarter. And, of course, Brett Baldwin, that huge 74-yard punt return right before halftime. What does Mater Dei need to do in the second half to get back into this ball game?
Well, I think the Mater Dei offensively may have to go a little bit more. A couple of screens worked for them. I think maybe they've abandoned the running game a little bit. They've had some nice completions to Justin Norbeck on the play-action rollout and has gotten St. John Bosco to bite a few times. But I think really at this point, it's not that they're being pretty balanced, and I kind of like what they're doing. But defensively, it's just they really haven't blitzed that much, and I think that's what I'm really surprised by is Mater Dei's been kind of holding off the dogs a little bit per se. But I would expect to eliminate the big play and possibly get to Josh Rosen. They may need to blitz a little more.
Well, we'll see if Rollinson sends his boys here in the second half. When we get back, second half action from the Santa Ana Bowl. Bosco 17, Mater Dei 7. Second half coming up when we come back.
The history on Mater Dei football. I want to see how many state championships and senior championships they have.
Mater Dei has 10. They have 2 national championships.
Ten.
Start of the second half here in Santa Ana, California. From Santa Ana Stadium, it's Bosco and Mater Dei getting ready for the kickoff here. Kicking it's going to be Jack O'Brien, the sophomore, 5'10", 175. So he'll be kicking off for just the second time tonight. Back to return for the Braves is Darren Walker and Shea Fields. 17-7 the Braves lead, and the second half from Santa Ana Stadium is underway. That kick's going to go back and be received at the 3 by Shea Fields. Shea Fields out across the 10, the 15, and he'll be taken down behind the 15 at about the 14-yard line. So a good job by the Mater Dei special teams right there.
Well, it was a nice coverage by, it was at number 42, Albert Lopez, tackling Mr. Fields before he could get to the 15-yard line. And that was maybe another little improvement that Mater Dei could rebuild on from the first half. Shea Fields had his first return of the game was all the way almost into plus territory, but right there, now it just puts Bosco up, back against their wall a little bit.
Josh Rosen back out there. He's trying to increase this lead. Bosco leads 17-7. A bad snap to start the half. Darren Walker has a huge hole. 35-30, 45-40. He's going to step out of bounds at the 50-yard line. You wonder if he was shaken up because he still had ways to go.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Walker looks shaken up right there.
He's going to come off the field here. They're going to summon Jaleel Wadood. We're going to see him for the first time in the backfield today. Walker was a couple of steps away from Pater.
Oh, no question about it. I think he had a definite touchdown in his sights if he hadn't stepped out of bounds voluntarily.
Huge gain of about 35 right there from the senior running back. Jaleel Wadood, we'll see him from the backfield for the first time today. They'll hand off, and Wadood right away busts up the middle for 9 yards into Mater Dei territory to the 41. Bosco, the first 2 plays of this half are absolutely gashing the Mater Dei defense.
Well, they're taking control of the running game, just as they did in the second half of the Orange Lutheran game. Going back to what's working offensively.
You wonder how serious the Darren Walker injury is. We hope no injuries are serious, but Walker, a huge component for Bosco, is back to the ground goes Rosen, and he'll hand off to Wadood, and it'll be another first down for the Braves as they are inside the Mater Dei 40 at the 38. So Jaleel Wadood hasn't lost a step, hasn't played in a couple weeks, but looks sharp out there to start the second half, and good sign right there. Darren Walker is back in the ballgame for the Braves.
Real good sign for the Braves.
They'll go back to Walker. Walker is going to get to the 35, so a gain of 3 there.
Yeah, and Peter Russo, nice job tripping up Walker, making that play.
And you wonder if Walker's just tired. You see him kind of leaning over there.
Well, it is Trinity League football. I mean, guys are going to get banged up. It is football. But, you know, Bosco's just going to keep pushing. You got to like the offensive line, getting some nice push up front. Elijah Zabudov, Emery Sefo, Nico Fala.
This is just an extremely athletic offensive line for the Braves as the pressure comes and Rosen misfires intended for Hinton.
And Mater Dei creating a little bit more pressure up front. They're forcing an errant throw from Josh Rosen. Really one of the few bad throws he's made all night.
Yeah, definitely impressed by the play of a sophomore quarterback. He has so much poise in the pocket. A really confident young man when you talk to him.
No question about it. You can just tell by talking to him. He's very, very confident, very assertive in what he's going to do. You know, very uncommon for a sophomore quarterback, but you got to like what he's doing. But now he's got to face a critical 3rd and 7 right here at the Mater Dei 35.
Big third down here. Walker is the back to the left. You wonder if they'll screen it that way. They will. Walker is open, but it's going to be underthrown, and it's going to hit the back of number 3, Ben Humphreys, who was on the coverage that time. Good coverage that time by Humphreys as Walker, once again, just kind of limping off.
Well, you got to like Ben Humphreys right there. Nice job. Does a good job keeping one eye on the receiver, which was Walker coming out of the backfield, and another eye on the football, and it hits his hand as he breaks it up. A huge stop for the Mater Dei defense, and Bosco is forced to punt.
RD Richard Cole back to punt at the 50-yard line, and he'll try to pin his former school deep. Back to return is number 21, Jonathan Lockett, and it's a bad snap. Cole is going to be taken down at the 39-yard line, and Mater Dei will have the ball at the St. John Bosco 39. This is not the first time we have seen a bad snap that's gone over the head of Richard Cole.
Well, that one was a ground ball right there. If you go back to those baseball analogies there, playing shortstop, except this time Cole could not get his hands on that punt, or that snap, I should say, and Mater Dei is going to have first down at the St. John Bosco 39-yard line.
I believe that was Maxwell Sandstrom, the long snapper for the Braves. As Mater Dei, what a change of momentum right there. Thought Bosco was going to drive in for another score, but here's the Monarchs already back in Bosco territory, but Coley's going nowhere as number 4, Chandler Lanou, comes up gimpy after the tackle, but a loss on the play, 2nd and 11.
Well, right there, nothing doing. Trevon Coley was looking for a hole to run through, but yet there was no hole. And the Bosco, that's up front. That's the Bosco front right there, getting nice push and keeping Trevon Coley from getting to that second level.
2nd and 11. The Monarchs at the Braves' 40-yard line. McMahon out of the gun. He's back to pass. He has his man wide open. That's Little, I believe. Excuse me, that is Little on the catch, and he's going to be a little bit short of the first down, about 3rd and 2 coming up here, 3rd and 1.5 coming up here for the Monarchs.
Yeah, huge completion for McMahon again after a no-gain rushing attempt by Coley on first down. On second down, he hits Nick Little, who's been a good target. That's his third catch of the game.